Awesome, you're almost done with level 2. Let's give this a go with some real world problems now. So let's make that connection to when we would actually see these happen. So what we're going to do is I am only going to help you figure out whether or not it's an addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division problem, okay? I am not going to solve the problems for you. That is what you are going to do after this video. All we are going to look at is how we can look for some key words to figure out is it addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. So let's get started. So we've got problem 1. Morgan went to the candy store to get candy for Halloween. She bought 2.3 pounds of M&Ms and 3.75 pounds of Tootsie Rolls. How many total pounds of candy did she buy? So I am noticing a key word in here. So we know we've got our numbers of pounds of M&Ms, pounds of Tootsie Rolls, but I'm looking at the question and how it says how many total pounds. So that's where I'm looking, is total pounds of candy did she buy. So when I hear that total pounds, I know I'm going to have to put together the pounds of M&Ms and the pounds of Tootsie Rolls and put those together. So we're going to do that through addition. So make sure you underline the fact that it said total pounds and that you wrote addition. You can either write the word or you can write the symbol. I don't care which, but write that next to the problem so you know this is an addition problem. So you should be thinking when you go to solve this on your own, which not yet. Now, if you want to pause the video and do that, that's fine. But when you go to solve this, remember, when we add or subtract decimals, we want to line them up. So think about how you would line those decimals up when you solve this problem. Okay? So I'm going to move on to the next one. If you want to pause your video and try that problem, feel free, but otherwise moving forward. So problem 2, we have Tobin's Pizza charges 30 cents per additional topping. Table 2 buys 4 additional toppings for their pizza. How much will Table 2 need to pay for their additional toppings? Okay, so that's like for every new topping you add, right, an additional topping, you have to pay 30 cents. So I'm noticing that word per, right, 30 cents per additional topping means that every single new topping is going to be 30 cents. If you want another topping, it's going to be 30 more cents, and so on and so forth. So that's that repeated addition, which repeated addition is really just multiplication. So we are multiplying in this one. We're taking that 30 cents times however many additional toppings they got, which in this case is 4. So when you get a chance, you can multiply it. Now remember, with multiplication, we actually don't line up the decimals, so that's going to be different than the one over here. Okay? Again, if you want to pause the video and solve it, feel free, but otherwise I'm going to move on to problems 3 and 4. So problem 3 says, a couple are enjoying a romantic meal. Their total is $17.21. One of them pays with a $20 bill. Before tip, what will their change be? So we've got to think, if we're adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, well, if they're paying with a $20 bill and we want them to get change back, right, that word change is really what's signaling us that they're going to get something in return, right? It's like kind of like what's left over. So that means it's going to be subtraction. So again, make sure you're writing this down so you remember when you go to solve these on your own what type of problem this is. And we're noticing that we're asking for change, so we're going to have to subtract the however much they're paying, so the $20 bills, and then subtract the $17.21, their total, from that. So you're going to have to add a decimal behind 20 and do 20.00 minus 17.21. So I kind of gave you a big hint to help you out when you get to that one. Okay, moving on to the last problem here. It says Stacy and her team of 7 coworkers are splitting 2 pies at lunch. How much of the pie will each person get? So there's actually several things I'm going to underline in this one. The first thing I'm going to notice at the beginning of the problem is that it says Stacy and her 7 coworkers. So I'm underlining that whole thing because then I need to think in my head, well, how many people are splitting these 2 pies? So splitting was another key word, and it's Stacy and her 7 coworkers, so it's really 8 people splitting it. Okay? And when I hear the word split, I should be thinking of division. The other word that should have showed you that is it said how much of a pie will each person get. So they're splitting it equally, and they're each going to get a certain amount, so that would be division. Okay? Now be very careful. Don't split up the coworkers, so those are not your dividend. The pies are your dividend, so 2 should be on the inside, 8 should be on the outside. So I gave you a big hint on how to set that up. And think too, Should each coworker end up with more than 1 pie or less than 1 pie? Think if there's only 2 pies and they're split between 8 people, how much of a pie would each person get? It should be less than 1. Okay? So, what you're going to do is you are now going to solve the problems, those 4 problems from above, and show your work on each one, and then get a teacher's signature. If you think you need more practice on real-world problems, then the next page has 3 more problems that you can try. If you want to try and identify what the operation is and solve them on your own, you're more than welcome to do that, and you can check with the answer key before getting your quick check. But if you would like to, after you've done those 4 problems and got a teacher signature, if you think you're ready for the quick check, great. Go get that, do it, and get a teacher signature on that as well. Good luck. You're almost done with level 2. I know you can do it.